Hello everyone! Today we will have a new lesson about generations and types of computers. Generation in computer terminology is a change in technology. A computer is or was being used. Initially, the generation term was used to distinguish between varying hardware technologies. Nowadays, generation includes both hardware and software, which together make up an entire computer system. There are 5 computer generations known till date. Each generation has been discussed in detail along with their time, period, and characteristics. The main 5 generations of computers are: first generation, the vacuum tube base; second generation, the transistor base; third generation, the integrated circuit base; fourth generation, the VLSI microprocessor base; and last, the fifth generation, the ULSI microprocessor base. Let's talk about first the first generation. The period of first generation was from 1946 to 1959. The computers of first generation used vacuum tubes as the basic components for memory and circuitry for CPU or central processing unit. These tubes, like electric bulbs, produce a lot of heat and the installations used to fuse frequently. Therefore, they were very expensive and only large organizations were able to afford it. In this generation, mainly batch processing operating system was used. Punch cards, paper tape, and magnetic tape was used as input and output devices. The computers in this generation use machine code as the programming language. The main features of the first generation are vacuum tube technology, unreliable, supported machine language only, very costly, generated a lot of heat, slow input and output devices, huge size, need of AC, non-portable, and consume a lot of electricity. Some computers of this generation were ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701, and IBM 650. Next, the second generation. The period of second generation was from 1959 to 1965. In this generation, transistors were used that were cheaper, consumed less power, more compact in size, more reliable, and faster than the first generation machines made of vacuum tubes. In this generation, magnetic cores were used as the primary memory and magnetic tape and magnetic disk as a secondary storage devices. In this generation, assembly language and high-level programming languages like Fortran, COBOL were used. The computers used batch processing and multi-programming operating system. The main features of second generation are use of transistors, reliable in comparison to first generation computers, smaller size as compared to first generation computers, generated less heat as compared to first generation computers, consume less electricity as compared to first generation computers, faster than first generation computers, is still very costly, AC required, and supported machine and assembly languages. Some computers of this generation were IBM 1620, IBM 7094, CDC 1604, CDC 3600, and UNIVAC 1108. Let's proceed to the third generation. The period of the third generation was from 1965 to 1971. The computers of third generation use integrated circuits or IC in place of transistors. A single IC has many transistors, resistors, and capacitors along with the associated circuitry. The IC was invented by Jack Kilby. This development made computers smaller in size, reliable, and efficient. In this generation, remote processing, time-sharing, multi-programming operating system were used. High-level languages such as Fortran 224, COBOL, Pascal, BASIC, Algol 68, and so on were used during this generation. The main features of third generation are IC use, more reliable in comparison to previous two generations, smaller size, generated less heat, faster, lesser maintenance, costly, AC required, consume lesser electricity, supported high-level language. Some computers of this generation were IBM 360 series, Honeywell 6000 series, PDP or Personal Data Processor, IBM 370/168, TDC 316. How about the fourth generation? The period of fourth generation was from 1971 to 1980. Computers of fourth generation used very large-scale integrated or VLSI circuits. VLSI circuits having about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements with their associated circuits on a single chip made it possible to have microcomputers of fourth generation. Fourth generation computers became more powerful, compact, reliable, and affordable. As a result, it gave rise to personal computer revolution. In this generation, time-sharing, real-time networks, distributed operating system were used. All the high-level languages like C, C++, DBase, and so on were used in this generation. The main features of fourth generation are VLSI technology used, very cheap, portable and reliable, use of PC, very small size, pipeline processing, no AC required, concept of internet was introduced, great developments in the fields of networks, and computers became easily available. Some computers of this generation were DAC-10, Star 1000, PDP-11, Cray-1 or Supercomputer, and Cray-X-MP or Supercomputer. And last, the fifth generation. The period of fifth generation is 1980 until date. In the fifth generation, VLSI technology became ULSI or Ultra Large Scale Integration Technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. This generation is based on parallel processing hardware and AI, or artificial intelligence software. AI is an emerging branch in computer science, which interprets the means and method of making computers think like human beings. All the high-level languages like C and C++, Java, .NET, and so on are used in this generation. AI includes robotics, neural networks, game playing, development of expert systems to make decisions in real-life situations, and natural language understanding and generation. The main features of fifth generation are ULSA technology, development of true artificial intelligence, development of natural language processing, advancement in parallel processing, advancement in superconductor technology, more user-friendly interfaces with multimedia features, and availability of very powerful and compact computers at cheaper rates. Some computer types of this generation are desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, and Chromebook. Let's proceed to the types of computers. What are the different types of computers? When most people hear the word computer, they think of a personal computer such as a desktop or laptop. However, computers come in many shapes and sizes, and they perform many different functions in our daily lives. When you withdraw cash from an ATM, scan groceries at the store, or use a calculator, you're using a type of computer. Computers can be broadly classified by their speed and computing power. For example, PC or personal computer. It is a single-user computer system having moderately powerful microprocessor. Workstation. It is also a single-user computer system similar to personal computer, however, has a more powerful microprocessor. Minicomputer. It is a multi-user computer system capable of supporting hundreds of users simultaneously. Mainframe. It is a multi-user computer system capable of supporting hundreds of users simultaneously. Software technology is different from minicomputer. And last, supercomputer. It is an extremely fast computer which can execute hundreds of millions of instructions per second. Let's discuss it one by one. PC or personal computer. A PC can be defined as a small, relatively inexpensive computer designed for an individual user. PCs are based on the microprocessor technology that enables manufacturers to put an entire CPU on one chip. Businesses use personal computers for word processing, accounting, desktop publishing, and for running spreadsheet and database management applications. At home, the most popular use for personal computers is playing games and surfing the net. Although personal computers are designed as single-user systems, these systems are normally linked together to form a network. In terms of power, nowadays, high-end models of the Macintosh and PC offer the same computing power and graphics capability as low-end Workstation by Sun Microsystems, Hewlett-Packard, and Dell. Next type, Workstation. Workstation is a computer used for engineering applications such as CAD or CAM, desktop publishing, software development, and other such types of applications which require a moderate amount of computing power and relatively high-quality graphics capabilities. Workstation generally come with a large, high-resolution graphics screen, large amount of RAM, inbuilt network support, and a graphical user interface. Most workstations also have mass storage device such as a disk drive, but a special type of workstation called diskless workstation comes with a disk drive. Common operating systems for workstation are Unix and Windows NT. Like PC, workstations are also single-user computers like PC, but are typically linked together to form a local area network, although they can also be used as a standalone system. Let's proceed to the Minicomputer type. It is a mid-size multi-processing system capable of supporting up to 250 users simultaneously. Next, the mainframe. Mainframe is very large in size and is an expensive computer capable of supporting hundreds or even thousands of users simultaneously. Mainframe executes many programs concurrently and supports many simultaneous execution of programs. Next, the supercomputer. Supercomputers are one of the fastest computers currently available. Supercomputers are very expensive and are employed for specialized applications that require immense amount of mathematical calculation. For example, weather forecasting, scientific simulations, graphics, fluid dynamic calculations, nuclear energy research, electronic design, and analysis of geological data such as in petrochemical prospecting. There are other types of computers. Many of today's electronics are basically specialized computers, though we don't always think of them that way. Here are a few common examples. Smartphones. Many cell phones can do a lot of things computers can do, including browsing the internet and playing games. They are often called smartphones. Next, wearable technology is a general term for a group of devices, including fitness trackers and smart watches, that are designed to be worn throughout the day. These devices are often called wearables for short. Next, game consoles. A game console is a specialized type of computer that is used for playing video games on your TV. And last example for other types of computers, televisions or TV. Many TVs now include applications or apps that let you access various types of online content. For example, you can stream video from the internet directly onto your TV. And that's all the ideas and learnings about the different types and generations of computers. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.